All right, good morning, everyone. We're back at the Suburban Showcase for day 2 and our final day at the National Convention. We didn't do too bad yesterday. I was actually good. I behaved.
Better than me.
She left me for a minute and I still behaved. Had a great time yesterday, of course. But we're gonna go in here. I'm gonna do some video recording of some of the layouts that they have, which they have some fantastic ones. Didn't get any yesterday, so we're gonna get some today and see what we can scrap up or scrape up or however you want to say it. And then we're gonna hit the road and try to get as far as we can back down toward South Carolina. So let's go in and see what we can find.
Come on in.
this section is a layout is about recycling and renewable energy. We have cows that are on the farm. A few got out, they escaped. But down here, the farmer uses their manure to fertilize his hops, and the hops then help make the beer, right? And the beer goes to the beer garden for the beer festival. And after the beer festival, there's some recycling going on. We have some oh, the cops don't like it too much. We have some recycling going on. The cops don't like that too much. They're going to talk to them about it. There's other ways to recycle, but this is all about recycling and renewable energy with the windmills and everything. And the little doggie's just trying to have fun, right? He's playing frisbee with his owner. A lot of people miss that little detail because you almost need a magnifying glass. Here we have the lift bridge for the old folks. It works on pneumatic cylinders so that we don't have to crawl under anymore. And a little cityscape. All these buildings here are a row of houses in Frankfurt. And if you watch travel movies and that kind of thing, they're often displayed as one of the key features because they're so colorful. And we have a little lady who's maybe confessing her sins to the Father, and he looks a little bit shocked. I'm not sure what happened there, but he looks a little shocked. Here we have a bicycle race up the mountain. Now, I was in Germany with the military, with the army, and there was a place that had a mountain that had a walk that you could visit the 12 stations of the cross. And once you got to the top of the mountain, there was a monastery. And you could get something to eat, but they also made their own beer. And by the time you got to the bottom of a liter of their beer, you would have a religious experience. So our bicycle race up the mountain. This is a circus. They were quite popular in Germany. They had them at Christmas time and all throughout the year. Oktoberfest and that kind of thing. People just enjoying themselves on the rides. And here we're getting into the trains. Oh, this is an old-time Aero 1 locomotive from like the late 1800s. They run a little bit slower. And then the station area with its overhead cantonary and the masts. And here you see our roundhouse. And if this little gentleman, yeah, can you push the button, little guy? Push the red button. And you see the roundhouse, the table rotating. Up next here this is the Hogwarts Express locomotive. Some of those little people may recognize that. It's Hogwarts Express. Harry Potter liked that train. And we've got our 50-year celebration for Markland here. And the train station with all the people. So you can get a good look at them. Luggage carts and briefcases and suitcases and people just waiting in line. Waiting for their train to come through. And we go out to the aquarium over here. And if you look real close through the windows, you can see the fish swimming in the aquarium. And the old Free Willy, the orca whale, you see Free Willy. And then the subway underneath. The subway train underneath isn't running right now. Those people are waiting for the next one. Oh, and there's another old freight train going by. There's always little playgrounds for the kids. They love children in Europe. When I was there, they'd often give my little boy a slice of meat from the deli. They'd just hand it over to him and get this biggest grin on his face. And as you might expect, there's roads everywhere in Germany. This one, it kind of falls off to nowhere. One of those bridges to nowhere. And here we have a protest. These people are protesting because they want to retire when they're 30 years old. Now, I might have voted for that 40 years ago, but not now. But the women got so busy talking about the protest, the little baby's taking a ride down the stairs. That's one of them wild childs that you got to watch real close. And there's the police there. They're going to break up the protest because the protesters are throwing rocks and stuff and knocking out street lights. So the police have to break that up. Another playground for the kids. One of our old coaling stations. They were quite necessary back in the day. Kind of a forgotten thing now. And here's the little cafe for the workers on the railroad. They come over and get a Coke or a beer or something and a sandwich or a schnitzel and go back to work. Then we get into our, I'm going to walk around the aisle here. We get into our oil depot, which they went from coal to oil and diesel to electricity. And it all kind of happened about the same time. A remnant from the medieval times, our castle on the hill. Once in a while you can see a gargoyle flying around there. And then rivers and bridges. With a gravel yard, construction yard. And here's where you can see a cow got out, but he's kind of in the way of Grandpa. Grandpa's Volkswagen broke down, and he's having his grandkids push it up the hill. So, human power. And families having their afternoon lunches, and then some people that may have had too much fun at the beer garden. It's a warning not to drive and drink. More escaped cows. Oh, here it is, the Great Escape, where they all got out. Those cows went everywhere. They're up and down the track. They're even in the front yard. Another one of our old freight engines. This is from like second to third era. 1940s period. Oh, and there's a reindeer parked in the parking lot with the cars. Well, where you see reindeer, you're probably going to find Santa Claus. There's Santa Claus waiting for his train. He missed the last one. He's waiting for a passenger train. The freight trains don't take him. So I'm guessing he's going somewhere that's in a no-fly zone. And then we're back to renewable energy, the windmills. And of course, you can always use the land around the towers for hay or corn or beans or whatever you want to plant. Multi-use. Germans were good at multi-use. They'd often plant corn with other vegetables in between the rows. They could do 3 layers of crops in 1 acre. So they were quite ingenious at that. But their farmlands were also smaller than what we use in the States. I mean, I had an uncle with a 1,200 acre cornfield. They don't run that big in Germany. Then back to the recycle. Our club is the European Train Enthusiasts Great Lakes chapter. We've got, I think, about 60 members total, but we're scattered. We don't have a central building. We take the track apart. You can see the module lines. They're about 4 foot long. And we store them in a trailer and just travel around and do shows. And people live in different areas like Midland, Grand Blanc, Kalamazoo, We've got some down in Indiana. We've got members in the Carolinas, but the majority of them are still in the Detroit and surrounding area, about an hour travel. So it's a bunch of old guys, and we're now getting some younger ones. There's some younger ones. All right, there are some younger guys getting into this with us. All right, got to get new blood. Got to get new blood.
What's up?
We're talking about our train layout.
Oh.
And the new members and the old members. The old guys need the lift bridge. The new guys don't. They can crawl
underneath.
Yeah, they can crawl. So it's a great hobby and it's a lot of fun. And if you want to get into it, welcome. Come see one of our shows and get an idea how to get started.
Well, another show is come and gone. Went in, looked at some of the layouts, got some of the guys to kind of talk a little bit about what the layout represents and some of the features of the layouts. Got a couple of layouts that won the contest while we were here this week. Beautiful, beautiful layouts. I wish I had the talent some of these guys have, but maybe one day I'll get there. But anyway, Terry looked around. I don't know what she bought or if she bought anything.
Bought too much.
But I did find a couple things that I saw yesterday that I was debating back and forth about, but went on and got it because I was actually under budget for what I expected to spend anyway and what I had saved. Nothing that I spend comes out of my budget for my household. It's just extra money that I save, you know, for the last 2 months. You know, don't go out of the way doing crazy things because I know I have responsibilities. And, you know, anytime you come to these train shows, you have to shop responsibly. There's a lot of things that make you want to spend your money, but you have to be responsible. But anyway, did find a couple of things I like that I wanted and I got. But great week. We had a great week, right?
Oh, fantastic time. I don't want to go back, but it is what it is.
We met a lot of people here that was so intrigued that we were from South Carolina, that we drove all the way up here for the show. We did it twofold. It's our 36th wedding anniversary a week ago. I had to work, so we didn't get to celebrate in our normal fashion. So we kind of did two things in one. We celebrated our anniversary, we took a road trip, and we got to go to a train show. So, you know, I mean, we didn't do anything out of the way that we would normally do. We always find somewhere to go to celebrate our anniversary and just spend time together. So we decided a couple months ago when this show appeared, we'd never been to Detroit, never been to Michigan, and we just made a week of it, and it was a great week. But as, what's the group? Not Soul to Soul. SOS? No, not SOS. You know who I'm talking about. Say back to life, back to reality.
Yes, unfortunately. Gotta hit the grind in the morning.
Yep. So, yeah. When Terry get back, she got to hit the road again and travel. She's a traveling person. I got to go back to work to pay for these trains that I bought. Nah, I'm just kidding. But get ready for the next show, which is in Duluth, Atlanta. One of our favorites that we always attend in the fall and in the wintertime. It's usually in August and in January. We usually never miss that show. And our intent is to be there this year also, if life lasts and nothing happens. But anyway, enough rambling. It's time to hit the road. You know, God bless each and every one of you. Terry, you got anything you want to say?
I just hope everybody gets to enjoy this video. It was a fantastic show. I've never been into a venue this big. I really enjoyed myself. Like I said, I always spend too much, but they had a lot of great deals and it was well worth the trip. If you get a chance to come to the national show, you should always try to do it. It's been fantastic, and I know they move around, so I'm not sure where they'll be next year. But if I get to come back again, I definitely will. It's been fun.
Yep. And on that note, God bless each and every one of you. See you next time. Peace.
Bye-bye.